Daily Intermission fans, it's season 2, episode 68 of the Daily Intermission podcast. We are not in studio. We are not at
Yammer Yager.
Yammer Yager. Man, that's a great name, Nate. I mean, he deserves a little bit more love than he gets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolute stud.
Oh man, absolute legend of the game. Would you put him in like the top 20 of NHL players of all time?
Oh man, I think I'm almost put him in top 5.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, he's like second all time in what is he? Second all time in points?
Yeah.
I think
he's close, or third.
Yeah, I mean.
Anyway, he's had such a
fact checking. We're in the pregame show here.
But I will mention that the pregame show is brought to you by Manscaped. And yada, yada, yada. You've heard the drill. Get over to manscaped.com and use the code TDI for 20% off free shipping. It's the best tools for your family jewels. It's the best men's grooming kit. Best bang for your buck worldwide. So make sure you go check out manscaped.com. And Nate has confirmed
that Yammer Yager is second in NHL points all time. I mean, mind you, he's played a boatload of games. But then again, so did Messier and Howe. Man, played 1,700 games.
I feel as if he doesn't get enough love, and I think it's due to the fact that he was an absolute suitcase for the last 5 years of his career.
Yeah, he was an absolute horse for the bit. You know who I'm now looking at here that probably doesn't get enough love?
Who?
Ron Francis. He's 5th all time.
Yes.
And Marcel Dionne 6th, and then after that is Yzerman and Lemieux.
Yeah, Ronnie Francis gets no love.
No, man.
In the top 10, 20 players of all time.
Guy's got almost 1,800 points. I had no idea.
Neither did I.
Holy hell, Ronnie.
So hopefully Ronnie gets the old Seattle Kraken going out in Seattle, because what an absolute legend. But Nate, we're going to start things off in the pregame show here. We got quarter 1 MLB, quarter 2 NFL. We get the halftime show. Are you bullish or bearish? And we'll give each other some headlines, some takes. We'll finish things off in quarter 3 and quarter 4 with a little bit of hockey, a little bit of basketball updates. But starting things off in the pregame show here, Nate, Serena Williams has provided some serious electricity in New York for the U.S. Open. I mean, she's announced that she's going to be retired. This is going to be her last U.S. Open. Last night, I'm watching tennis, and I was absolutely captivated. We got Tiger Woods in her box sitting with Venus.
Fist pumping.
Oh, my goodness. Looking like an absolute legend. And she takes down the number 2 ranked player in the world. And it looks like Serena is back in some sort of a form that she might be able to win with. And can you imagine the story?
I know. I was just thinking, imagine walking out on a win. Going out on a win.
It's unbelievable. And man, her serve is so good. That is such a weapon of hers.
There's some power.
Oh my goodness.
Some power there. There's no kidding.
The placement too. Anyway, it's been tremendous to watch Serena, and they did a little send-off for her at the end of her first match. She won 6-3, 6-3, and it was incredible, man. I mean, the amount of impact that Serena's had across all of sports, not just female sports, but she's definitely the greatest female athlete of all time.
Yep. She's
got to be in the talks of greatest athlete of all time as well, just due to the dominance she's had in women's tennis. But man, Serena Williams she's must-watch TV in these next few weeks at the U.S. Open. So make sure you're tuned in to Serena Williams, because this is going to be maybe the last time we see her in a major.
Yeah, for sure. And just to go as well, I remember we did a TikTok video. I think it was a trivia one I gave you.
Yeah.
And it was her career singles winning percentage. It's like 84%. She's got 856 singles wins. It's outrageous.
That is absolutely outrageous. And I haven't seen the movie yet, Nate, with Will Smith and kind of telling the Venus. I'm looking forward to watching that.
Yeah.
But
it's going to get some serious extra views now.
Definitely. But Serena, congrats on the win, and we're looking forward to your round 3 match. Just staying in the women's tennis scene, Leylah Hernandez, the 14th ranked player in the tournament, goes out in the second round. But Bianca, little Canadian content for us, is on to the third round with a straight sets win. So good job, Bianca. Looks like she's finding some form again, and she's such a young player, and we talk about how she might have the old Jeannie Bouchard, kind of that quick spotlight and then fade off into nothing, but I don't think that's the case with Bianca.
Well, she's already third round.
Yes.
When does
Jeannie does? She's not even in the circuit anymore, I don't think.
I saw her in an advertisement with her in it the other day, and it's like, it's tough being a tennis star and like all this stuff. I was like, tennis star?
Yeah, you're not even a tennis star.
Yeah, when?
Nate, in the UFC scene, continuing on the pregame show, we've got Cyril Gane and our guy who does the shoeies, the Australian heavyweight Tia Tuivasa. As everyone will recall him grabbing a happy dad in one of his wins and just absolutely chugging the wheels off. He does like 3 or 4. He goes into his press game with a nice buzz on.
Oh, my God.
So that's going to be an electric heavyweight fight this week for the UFC. Nate, the Live Tour has grabbed some serious names. Cam Smith, Mark Leishman, Joakim Neiman, Cameron Tringali, Ereban Rahiri. So they've got some, and Harold Varner III. I mean, they've grabbed some stars now and from the PGA Tour. They'll be playing this week in Boston, but they're getting ripped apart by PGA Tour legends. And until they get the format to a 72-hole event with a winner, I don't know if it's going to be captivating, but it's interesting, man. They are certainly, the money is too attractive for some of these PGA players to reject.
Yeah. Even you look at Cam Smith, when he made $27 million this year.
Yeah.
And he's still like, well, you know what? Another 100+ wouldn't hurt.
Which I find so surprising for Cam Smith, because this was really his breakout season.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you know what? This guy's got so much talent that he could have some gigantic seasons on the PGA Tour. And obviously, I think it's the schedule, the reduction of the schedule. That's what they're all.
Well, he said he can spend like 3 months in Australia or something.
Yeah. So, and that's reasonable. But you know what?
I bet a lot of them have in their head too that like this thing's not gonna last.
For sure.
So let's go eat it up while we can.
Yeah.
And then whatever happens afterwards.
Definitely. So we'll see what happens there on the Live Tour. And Nate, college football today, yesterday for the listeners, is the first kind of kickoff for college football. It is live. So go down on our chalkboard. I know I requested a juicy parlay for today's games from the chalkboard app. So if you're not in the chalkboard app and you're a sports gambler or a sports fan, it is the #1 sports group chat I think I've ever been in. I mean, if you want to talk about something, at everyone and bring in a hot take, and people will chime in almost instantly.
For sure. And like we said before, we've got everything. We got horse racing experts. We got MLB chatter, NHL, golf, every single thing you could think of. We got it in there. So Get in there and join up.
No, it's really exciting. But that's going to conclude the pregame show. We're going to move into the MLB, Nate, because there's lots of news out of the MLB, and we're starting to heat up. But the minor league baseball players are looking for unionization, and the MLBPA is looking to help them out. So this could have some major implications on the minor league system. I was reading, Nate, that baseball players get paid about $400 a week, AA about $500 a week, AAA about $650 to $700 a week. So that's obnoxious to be playing professional sports.
Did you say that's AAA?
Yeah.
That's outrageous.
Yeah.
That's just not good enough.
No, it's not. So I think that what will happen here is if they unionize, there's going to be much less. They'll have to fold some of the leagues. There won't be that many prospects playing at once because you're going to need to feed them a livable wage. But I guess this has been a huge issue in baseball for a long time, and it's at the headline. It's at the forefront of a lot of the headlines in the MLB right now that they're looking to get the minor leagues unionized and give them a little bit more power.
Yeah, well, I mean, if they did end up folding a league, I mean, like,
I know.
You know, like who you'd never hear a story. Like I remember hearing the odd one where it's like, yeah, he was playing AA in the fall, and you're like, holy smokes, how is he even?
Yeah,
you know?
But single A,
it's like that's.
Yeah, I think
that's
actually
some holding on and like keeping the umbilical cord going because like that's time to cut it probably.
Absolutely, Nate. Angel Hernandez. It has been announced that he will be gassed from his World Series umping gig. This guy needs to be fired, I think, from MLB baseball. The amount of hate he gets. He's the #1 ump who misses calls, and he's the most hated ump league-wide in the MLB, especially for fans. I mean, we even think in our community, people rip Angel Hernandez like an he gets ripped apart every week.
Well, it's just well-known knowledge now.
Yeah,
you know that it's like, okay, this guy's terrible.
Oh man,
and I mean, it's probably deserved that he's not doing the World Series. But do you think they're like kind of looking for a way to like kind of like just slowly like quiet fire him?
Yes, I mean, I would think. I mean, if the
it's
MLB
probably tough though.
If the MLB ends up going to automated umpires, I think that Angel Hernandez might be the single-handed. He might be the single reason why. I mean, he is so bad. He misses strike calls and ball calls all game long.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like he's talking to a manager every game. I mean, he is brutal.
Like, how can you have that much experience and be that inconsistent though?
And still have a job.
Yeah, exactly. It's mind-blowing.
It is really. It's almost for the content.
Because like baseball Twitter is essentially just missed balls and strikes for the most part. So it's like, I mean, the guy gets absolutely called all the time.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with Angel Hernandez to see if he's got a job next year. But he will not be umping in the World Series, which is a great call by the MLB. Tony LaRussa, obviously legendary manager in the MLB. We make fun of him because he's always looking like he's an abs. He's pissed off. But he's going to leave the White Sox indefinitely due to some results and some medical examinations. Obviously, sad news for the White Sox. Sad news for, I would say, MLB Hall of Famer Tony LaRussa. So he won't be back anytime in the dugout for the White Sox. Mets closer. This guy, Diaz, has the most electric walkout I've ever seen in my entire life. The trumpet gets going. He's walking out. So they brought in a professional trumpet player with a huge speaker attached to it, and they had a live trumpet action doing the tune for his walkout last night. Absolutely electric. Reminded me of Jonathan Papelbon for the Red Sox in his heydays. They had shipping up to Boston, and Fenway, I'm telling you right now, they were full on their feet, beers being chucked. Shipping Up to Boston is just the go-to. It's got to be a go-to tune for someone's walk-up.
Well, yeah, especially in a Boston market.
Yeah.
It's just, that's classic. Just get fired up. Dropkick Murphys, if I'm not mistaken.
That's who sing. Yeah, that's
right.
the band.
Yeah.
And
what a band.
The Dropkick Murphys. No, but I do think the Mets closer certainly has the most electric walkout tune right now. And if you haven't seen it, make sure you go check it out. There was a live trumpet in the stands just going bananas, getting Diaz out, ready to close the game. Fernando Tatis Jr.
Little strep throat action.
So he's getting ready for shoulder surgery, and obviously he thought that this suspension was a prime time to get the shoulder surgery to help out with his rehab into next season. But this is going to be delayed, like Nate said, because of strep throat. I mean, this guy can't catch a break right now.
This is becoming some Ben Simmons stuff.
It is.
At this point. It's just one thing after another with this guy. It's a shame.
Oh, man.
Dude.
He was the face of the league at such a young age.
Yeah,
and now
think back to like a year ago.
Yep.
It's just Tatis this, Tatis that, and now it's just Tatis this, Tatis that in a very negative way rather than what it was. So this is, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going to happen with this guy, but he's definitely, I can't even imagine how pissed off the management team is in San Diego.
He's in a dark place right now. There's no question asked that Tatis Jr. is really battling some demons right now.
I saw even his dad came out too and was like, yeah, he's got to get it going here. Like, this is outrageous.
Yeah, so. This needs to be addressed. So hopefully he can kind of get things back on track. So Nate, let's talk a little bit about the AL and the NL and looking at the wild card races right now into the playoffs. I mean, like we said, about 35 games left. It's really just a 2-horse race in the AL. I mean, you got the Blue Jays, they're 2 games ahead, and then the Twins and the Orioles. I mean, everyone else is pretty solidified. I mean, we could throw the Rays in there as well. So a 4-horse race for the 3 spots in the wild card in the AL. But it's a 3-team fight in the NL for 2 spots with the Brewers, Padres, and Phillies. So we're looking at kind of 7 teams right now who you should be watching, eyeing for playoff races. Everyone else is fairly solidified.
Dodgers just hit 90 wins.
Yeah, insanely good season from the Dodgers. DeGrom absolutely lit them up last night, though. And I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see what these playoffs look like. The extended playoff format. I'm excited for the playoffs, but we're gonna have to keep grinding through the marathon to see how this ends up.
Yeah, we are. What is it? Julio Rodriguez too. The ticket, 12-year, $209 million.
Yeah,
for the Mariners. Big.
Man, he was so electric.
It's a good contract for that.
At the home run derby, man. That's kind of when I kind of recognized him coming on the scene. I knew that Mariners fans were well aware of him, but what an absolutely electric player he is.
21, man.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But Nate, that's going to conclude quarter one. We'll move out of the MLB. We'll move into the NFL, and just a few announcements before we get into the NFL. If you haven't joined the Survivor Pool, it's on Run Your Pool. It's free to enter. Run Your Pool has provided some great prizes for the winners of that. It is a massive pool. We're talking 100-plus people in the Survivor Pool. So how that works is you want to pick a team that wins every week. But if you took, say, on week 1, you took the Rams, or that's a bad example because they're playing the Bills. But if you took the Bucs to win against Dallas, that's another terrible example because those are 2 really good games. But okay.
Or if you take my game, the Bengals against who are the Bengals playing?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember either. But
I haven't looked at the slate.
It's not going to be great.
Okay.
It's not going to be like a blowaway.
So say you take the Bengals to beat the Houston Texans week 1. Well, then you can't use the Bengals, but you move on to week 2. But if you took the Bengals and Houston won, you're out. So it's a Survivor Pool. It's awesome to play. So make sure you enter that. We're also going to be betting on every NFL spread this season, Operation 272. A lot of the OG listeners and OG DI followers are going to be familiar with that. So we're going to be doing that on Chalkboard and on Instagram as well. And then we're going to be doing a little turning 20 into 500 challenge throughout the season in the NFL betting. So that's going to be fun. You can find that all on our Instagram and on our Chalkboard app. So make sure you're following along there. Nate, RB, running back on the Commanders, shot multiple times in a carjacking. Unbelievable, man.
Yeah, dude. This stuff is terrifying, man. Like, you think, like, as a professional athlete, you'd be, like, almost a little more safe for some reason. I get that. You know what I mean? And it's just, like, imagine getting shot.
It's
shot.
It's insane, man. And I was reading about in Atlanta, Calvin Ridley's house, Mariah Carey's house, and another gigantic. I think the goalkeeper for the Atlanta
FC?
MLS team. All of their houses were broken into. I guess there was 16 break-in enters from an Atlanta gang.
Oh man,
just insane, man.
It's awful.
Oh my goodness, man. Anyway, the police think they've made 26 arrests in this gang-related crimes, and they found some rap songs that they were rapping about some of these targeted crimes. So anyway, I was reading a little bit into it, but it's absolutely outrageous what's going on right now with these carjackings. I mean, carjackings have taken over right now. I mean, we remember the Mitch Marner situation not long ago.
Man, carjacking has always just been one of those things, though, where I'm just been like, what is even the effort here? You know, like, how hard is it you got to know some serious guys if you're stealing a car.
Oh, yeah.
Like, these things are tracked more than ever.
Definitely. Nate Punk God, he was making some serious headlines. Matt Ariza, but he was caught by the Bills. Man, he punted the ball like 80+ yards, man. He was an absolute stud coming out of college. They drafted him in like the 7th round. He's been caught due to rape allegations out of San Diego State, so doesn't look like Punt God will be in the NFL anytime soon.
No, I would say not. Fairly negative news in the NFL this week.
Yes, yeah. Well, there's always a few headlines that kind of shake your head when it comes out of the NFL. But Nate, on a positive note, we got Jalen Reagor. He's been traded to the Vikings. So Jalen Reagor was drafted 21st overall a few years ago, ahead of Justin Jefferson. So now the Vikings end up having both of them. I mean, Jalen Reagor's been awful in Philadelphia. So he's been traded to the Vikings for some draft picks. Obviously on Monday, you had to solidify your 53-man roster. And so Sony Michel was waived off the Miami Dolphins. He was quickly picked up by the Chargers' former first-round pick by the New England Patriots. I do like Sony. I don't know if he's a quality of a first-round pick, but he can run the ball, so he'll be a nice addition to the backfield there, backing up Austin Eckler. Nate, I wanted to talk about Deshaun Watson because today marks the day that his 11-game suspension locks in. What are the chances this guy can go 11 weeks without getting into any nonsense?
Oh, dear God. It's got to be like a 60-40 in favor of him doing something.
Yeah.
You'd think. That's a lot of downtime, man. That is almost, 3 months?
If this guy ends up at a massage parlor somewhere, he's going to have to go to rehab.
Yeah, he can't. He can't go, man. You know how many people are going to be like just waiting?
Yeah.
Like, he's going to get busted. You can't go.
He's not going to. I don't think.
Well, I mean, man, I've seen. It's almost like when, you know what I mean? You get kind of like addicted to it, though.
Oh, well, clearly,
it's like when people steal stuff and they're stealing and then they just like get kind of hooked on it, and you always watch like the documentaries and you're like, why didn't you just stop? And they're just like so hooked on it that they just keep stealing.
Yeah.
I think that could very well be Deshaun Watson with massage parlors.
It is.
He'll be back.
You think he's going to be back in the mix?
He could be.
Wow.
It wouldn't surprise me, I'm saying, if he gets caught again.
Yeah.
It would be crazy, but it wouldn't really surprise me.
Man, that's going to be interesting. But we'll keep an eye on Deshaun Watson through these next 11 weeks. He won't be playing, but we'll see what he does. All right, Nate, let's preview the NFC North and the NFC East right now. So the NFC North, we got the Vikings, Packers, Bears, and Lions. Interesting one here. I mean, the Packers have dominated this division for the last decade. You got the Vikings, who got Kirky Cousins and some weapons. Never really know. Strong defense, great fan base, tough building to play in. You got the Lions, who are perennial absolute dog water. And then you got the Bears, who've got a second-year quarterback in Justin Fields, and we're not really sure how they're going to look. On paper, they don't look great.
I mean, they've had a great preseason.
Yeah,
they're going New England Patriots 07 here.
Yeah, that's right.
Unbeaten. Who's your number one? Actually, let's start at the bottom.
Sure. I'm gonna lock in the Bears.
Yeah, they're an easy lock, eh?
I'm gonna lock in the Bears. Yeah, I mean, I think it's the Bears, Lions. Those are gonna be interchangeable bottom
4-3.
Yeah,
I could see the Lions I could see the Lions 3.
Yeah, same.
More than I could see the Bears.
Okay, yeah. So we're both agreeing that the Bears will come fourth, the Lions come third. This is when it gets interesting. Who do you like to win this division?
I know it's tough because like Aaron Rodgers, not the weapons.
No.
I mean, the Vikings would be cool, but the Vikings are just like so, like it's looking so good for them.
They like
so
to
many
choke.
times.
They love to choke.
Yeah, it's just a mess. So,
Yep.
I mean, I'm gonna because if it say it came down to like week 17, it's Packers versus Vikings for the title. Like the Packers are probably gonna pull it just because it's Vikings. So I think I'm just gonna roll with the Packers 1, Vikings 2, Lions 3, Bears 4.
Okay.
I think that's what I'm gonna roll with.
Okay. Yeah, that seems good. And I'll go the opposite. I'll take the Vikings win the division, the Packers come second. I think Aaron Rodgers can deal with all these young receivers, but I'm not sold. Like last year, like let's think about these last 2 seasons. Like Aaron Rodgers fed Devontae Adams, fed him, just staring at him, receptions. Like Alan Lazard, is he going to be able to do that with? I don't know. So we'll see what happens. I like the Vikings, Packers, Lions, Bears. And we'll move on, Nate, to the NFC East.
Everybody's favorite division.
Everyone's favorite division, the Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, and Giants. I mean, this division right here is just up for grabs, probably going into week 16 every season, it seems like.
Every season. It's got to be the toughest one to pick. That and the NFC West this year.
Yes.
That's going to be tough. Man, I honestly, like, who's your 4? Like,
I'm going with the Giants at 4.
That's fair.
I'm going with the Giants at 4. I'm not sold on Daniel Dimes. Gosh, that's so tough. I'm going with the Commanders and Giants at the bottom of that division.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm like a little bit of bias here, but I'm putting Commanders 2.
Okay.
But they'll probably end up 3.
Okay.
Realistically. But I'm going to go Giants at the bottom.
Yep.
I'm going to interchange Cowboys and Commanders. There's going to be a few people listening to this just rolling.
Yep.
I know some Cowboys fans, and then you go Eagles.
I'm going to get the Eagles to win the division, yeah. I think the Eagles are going to win the division depending on how Jalen Hurts plays, and then Dak Prescott, obviously losing Amari Cooper, and Zeke hasn't looked as amazing the last few years.
That's what I'm saying. Give me Commanders too.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. They've got high expectations. It's going to be interesting. So I'm going to go Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders, Giants.
Okay, I'm going to go Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants.
Okay. Yeah. So we're set on the Eagles having a decent year.
Yep. Yes, we are.
All right. Well, Nate, that's going to conclude quarter 2 of the NFL. That quarter is the NFL quarter is about to absolutely heat up because next week, game 1.
It's damn well going to be a half here pretty soon.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is. All right, folks, we're moving into the halftime show of season 2, episode 68, and we're going to go to bullish or bearish. Are you bullish? Are you liking? Or are you bearish? Not really liking. Not bullish or bearish on these 5 takes. Nate, I'm going to start things off. The Live Tour will last more than 5 years.
You know what? Probably no less than a month or 2 ago, I would have said I was bearish. But I think I'm bullish.
Okay.
I see a lot of stuff on social media that's just a lot different than the PGA Tour. Like, you've got Country Club adjacent there. They're asking hilarious interview questions and the thing, and it's just something you don't really get from the PGA Tour. So I feel like there might be like a good string of like casual golf fans that might check it out more so than the PGA. And I think I don't think it's going to be able to take over the PGA Tour, but I am honestly starting to think it will be around in 5 years.
It's going to be a 2-entity pro golf league.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're going to end up eventually losing guys. But I think it's still going to be around for a little bit. Although 5 years is a really fair thinking window, and it's tough. But I'm going to go with them bullish on it.
Okay.
I'm going to go bullish.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, there's going to be a lot of lawsuits coming up. It's going to be interesting what the majors do. I know Bubba Watson came out and said, he's like, if I'm not allowed on Augusta National being a past champion, they can go.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I guess is fair, but I don't know. All right, are you bullish or bearish on the Broncos finishing first or second in the NFC West?
Yeah, gosh, this is a good question because as we all know, the AFC West is going to be hyper competitive. Nate, I'm going to say that I am bearish on this. I just think that the Chiefs are a much better team and the Chargers are a much better team. That those two teams will be certainly locked in ahead of where the Broncos finish, but I mean, I could see Russ Wilson coming out having an MVP type season, just lighting it up in Denver. I mean, this guy's such a workhorse, and he, as we know, he's such a great player. So I'm going to say bearish at this point, but that could quickly change once I get a little tape and once I see how these guys are moving and grooving.
That's the thing. Like, if I was asking you, you could probably have such a better indication after like week 1.
100%.
Yeah. So
give me a couple weeks.
Early speculation here.
Nate, are you bullish or bearish that the Yankees will make the World Series this year?
Oh, man. Another one. If you would have asked me a month ago, I would have been pretty bullish on it.
Yep.
I'm leaning more towards bearish here.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys just had the worst month of their association's history since 1991.
Yep.
So, I mean, I don't think I needed to say association's history there since 1991, but I'm also not a grammar expert. But I'm going to say no. I don't think they're going to, man. Like, they're struggling mightily. Like, Garrett Cole looks like a guy who should be in A baseball making $700 a week. And I just don't think it's going to happen for them, man. Unless they, like, get hot here really soon. It's just, I just can't see it.
Dude, I don't
even know if I'm going to pick them to get through, like, a wild card matchup.
I got Garrett Cole under 8.5 strikeouts yesterday for plus 110. He threw 4.
Yeah. I mean, that's one the line's going to change next time, but that's a good pickup.
Yeah.
It's a good pickup.
I'm
pretty damn bearish on it.
Yep.
Like, I just think of some of the teams in the AL too. Like Houston's really firing on a lot of cylinders here, and I think they're kind of like sneaky too. And I would take Houston before I'm going to take the Yankees at this point.
I think so.
So I'm going to say I'm bearish for sure, but we'll see what happens. Okay, Greg, are you bullish or bearish on the Bruins missing the playoffs? A lot of chatter here about this. A lot of chatter.
Yeah, it's a good question here. I'm going to say I'm completely bearish on this. I think they're going to make the playoffs. I mean, you think about this, and obviously you're going to be without McAvoy and Marchand for a few weeks to start the season, but you bring back David Krejci, who, I mean, they had Eric Holla playing on that second line. I mean, David Krejci is a much better playmaker. You're going to have him with Pasternak and Taylor Hall as your second line.
Oh, like if anybody's going to compare Holla to Krejci, is
yeah,
Krejci is
it's so
far and away, dude.
Way better. I mean, and
Eric Holla.
I know, and they got rid of Eric Holla, and they bring in another. So they're bringing in another Czech Republic young stud in Pavel Zacha, who, is going to be.
Well, it could be a good mix here,
exactly.
right? Like, I don't know how many.
Czech
exactly.
Guys.
You have a little bit of maybe he feels a little more at home. Like,
Yeah.
I don't remember many Devils guys from Czech.
No.
I mean, they brought in Vanacek now, but
yeah.
I mean, they're not going to play together.
No, exactly.
Plus, he's a goalie.
Yes. Man, I just think that the Bruins, like, they're going to have Hampus Lindholm, they're going to have Brandon Carlo, you're going to have Matt Grzelcyk, you're going to have guys in the back end who can, that are at least serviceable. Derek Forbert, like, they're not a bad team by any means. No. Their goaltending tandem, I would say, is top 5 in the league, man. They got Linus Ullmark, who, speaking with Drake Batherson, close friend of the show, was an absolute lunatic to play against at the World Championships. I mean, I think he had like 45 saves. He said he was an absolute brick wall.
And he was terrific. Like, he didn't have the best year last year.
No.
But, like, he was terrific in Buffalo.
No,
exactly. I believe he almost had a winning record, and they were absolutely awful.
And I would say that type of change of scenery between Buffalo and Boston take a little bit of, and obviously he's got a huge bromance with Jeremy Swayman, who again has been a great prospect for the Bruins, and I think they're going to be just fine, man. But we'll see, and I don't think they're going to miss the playoffs. I think they've got another run in them. I mean, you got Bergeron coming back, you got Jake DeBrusk, who's all set to go. I mean, that third line with Craig Smith, Charlie Coyle, and probably Zacha, probably going to be looking good. Now you got Trent Frederick regularly on the fourth line where he belongs, and you have another couple lunatics down there with him. I don't mind it, man. And I don't think they're a team. Like, I think they're a team that's going to be better than Toronto.
Really?
I do.
Boston.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I look at their team and I look at their decors. I like Boston's decor better than I like Toronto's, and I look at their goaltending situation. I love Boston's over Toronto's. Sure, you got Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner. I'm not overly high on Willie Nylander, and I'm not overly high on John Tavares.
See, I'm so high on Nylander.
Yeah?
But I'm not big on Tavares. I know Nylander plays a little soft,
dude,
but I think he's like, I don't know. I still think he's good, but like, could you imagine him? Oh my God, wouldn't he drive you nuts on Boston?
He'd be out, man. The fans would eat him up, man. You can't not go into corners and play hard, but we'll see, man.
But I can see where you're coming from there, because it's like a situation where, say, in the regular season, I don't see Boston placing ahead of Toronto.
Yeah.
But when it comes to playoff time, I could easily see Boston. Like, Boston could win a round, and Toronto
hasn't.
They gonna win a round? Like,
man, I think that this could really go south for Toronto, and I'm not gonna like you were really rolling the dice in between the net with Samsonov and Matt Murray, and I'm not sure if that's gonna work out.
It's not even rolling the dice though. It's just like, if you're looking to roll 2 6s, the best you're gonna roll is like 2 2s here. It's just not gonna happen.
I mean, Matt Murray. I mean, this guy struggled.
He's awful.
He's struggled in such a big way. Injuries, and now the Toronto market, like one bad game.
Dude, and Samsonov, man, like, trust me, this is a guy I wanted to do so well. Like, I was so high on him. And, like, this guy's just, like, he's hard to watch in the net. Like, he doesn't make your team comfortable. He's flailing, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's all over the place,
So, yeah, I mean, that division's going to be fun to preview, Nate, that Atlantic division. I think that Tampa, obviously, is going to be right there. I think Florida's going to be right there. I think Toronto's going to be right there. Boston's going to be right there. And I also think, Nate, are you bullish or bearish that the Sens will make it the playoffs out of the Atlantic?
Yeah, see, this is one I was thinking about, actually, the other day. And, I always say that when you pick up a few guys, it changes your team up. I think I'm bearish on it, honestly. Yeah. I think they're gonna make some positive steps forward.
Yep.
But I feel like even I look at DeBrincat, like this guy scored 40 in Chicago, like they still didn't even sniff.
Yeah.
It's a great ad. And then Giroux also was a great ad. I think they're going to be great, much better than they were last year, but it's just that division's so damn tough.
I know.
Like even if you put them up against Boston to make the playoffs, it's like, are you going to just take a flyer on Ottawa and assume they're going to make it over Boston, who always makes it? You're just going to knock Boston out because this team added a few things that pretty much goes against everything I say every time, right? So it's like, I'm going to say I'm bearish on it.
Yeah.
Positive steps forward, not quite yet.
For sure. It's, yeah.
Yeah. Are you bullish or bearish on John Morant having an absolute monster season this year?
Oh, I'm bullish on this, man. This guy is incredibly good. Such an incredible talent for the Memphis Grizzlies. Yes. I mean, some of the stuff he does, automatic score, great shooter of the ball. Yeah, I really like John Morant. I'm excited to see what that Memphis team can do. I mean, they really shocked the world last year. I think they were the second seed in the West, and just out of nowhere, Jaren Jackson Jr. is a stud. Dylan Brooks. Yeah, I like the Memphis Grizzlies, and I think John Morant's going to have a huge season.
Okay.
Are you bullish or bearish on the Bills to make the Super Bowl?
It's a tough thing. You get these one-game playoffs, obviously, but I'm pretty bullish on it.
Okay.
I'm all over the boys. Like I wanted them last year. I want to see it. Josh Allen's my guy.
Yep.
Love this guy. Huge arm, huge other things, and I'm gonna roll with bullish on this. I want to see him in the Super Bowl. I want to see the Buffalo Bills win the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
I want to see this absolute monstrosity go on, and that's what I'm going with. Are you bullish or bearish on Tom Brady being in the MVP chatter halfway through the season?
I'm bullish on this. I mean, it's Tom Brady. Unless he has a monumental collapse in his play, which I just don't see happening. I think, look at his weapons. I mean, he's got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Julio Jones to catch the ball. They just released Tyler Johnson, a receiver that he had to work with sometimes last year. Yeah, I think that he's got enough weapons and he's efficient enough with the football that they're going to put up points and that he's going to put up some 3, 4, 5 touchdown throwing games, a lot of yards. And I think that he's going to be right there, man, in the MVP chatter. Nate, are you bullish or bearish on LeBron James to play with his son one day?
Oh, this is the most bullish thing I've ever been bullish on.
Yep.
This is happening. This is 100% going down. He's got his contract structured perfectly for it. It's just like, it's going to happen. Especially the way the NBA works.
Yep.
There's no shot this doesn't happen, I don't think.
No, absolutely.
Barring some sort of like freak injury or something.
Yep.
That'd be the only way, I feel like. So I'm very bullish on that. And lastly, are you bullish or bearish on Tiger Woods winning another major?
Gosh, this is heartbreaking. I'm bullish on it.
Okay.
I think that there's an opportunity for Tiger to just even watching him watch Serena. I just see that competitive
fires him
ice in the eyes. And I'm like, man, if he can get healthy again, I think he'll have a few sniffs, man, whether it's at Augusta, which he knows so well, or the Open Championship is one I'm circling. Obviously, he didn't have a good showing at St. Andrews this year, but that is always a wide open tournament. It's a shot shaping tournament. I don't think he's going to be competitive at US Opens and PGA Championships. I might be wrong just due to the long rough and the length of the course. But I think Tiger Woods is going to have one more look, one more sniff in the next 5 years, and it's going to be must-watch TV.
Yeah, I like it. It would be awesome to see.
All right, Nate, that's going to conclude the halftime show. A bit of a longer halftime show this week, but we're going to move into quarter 3 of season 2, episode 68, the Intermission podcast. We're talking Biosteel Camp in hockey. Have you seen the stars that are out here?
Oh, man, it's everybody.
It is absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, what do you got? You got Bedard's there. That must be really cool for him.
100%.
Yeah, just getting invited to this because obviously he just signed with Biosteel probably like a few weeks ago.
Yep.
So that's awesome for him. It's cool seeing him on the 2-on-1s with McDavid.
Yeah. So you got McDavid, McKinnon, McCarr, Shabbat, Batherson, Taylor Hall, I mean, you go down the list. Aaron Ekblad. I mean, John Tavares. I mean, you look at this list of guys that are out there. Patty Kane. It's Jack
Kane's
Eichel.
There,
It's just unbelievable the list of talent that is there at this Biosteel camp and just chugging Biosteel. And I know Andy O'Brien, Sidney Crosby's trainer, is the guy running the workouts. So it's just like people are absolutely dialed in.
Is Crosby there?
No,
not a Biosteel guy.
Yeah.
All right.
It's interesting.
I mean, it's not like they didn't offer it to him.
No. And he's kind of an older guy in the league. Like, he probably doesn't feel the need to have to go there.
Yeah, he trains probably well enough to know what he's doing coming into the season.
Yeah, well, it's his trainer that's running it. So it's
you know
what I mean? It's like
I'm good, Andy.
Yeah.
I got 3 cups. I don't know if you heard me. I was just going to mention, too, Bedard rocking number 98. Like, this guy is just putting his number up with these absolute goats. He's got his number in between McDavid and Gretzky, and he's just ready for greatness, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
98, dude. What a number.
That's some serious nuts to be able to do that. But it's funny, eh? Like all these superstars, like you got to go with a number that nobody has ever really worn. Like Sidney went with 87. Obviously, there was a lot of narrative behind that. But but McDavid going 97. Like, obviously that will be league wide retired, I bet you, eventually. And these mega numbers. And 98. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. The Canadian women, Nate, have lost at the World Hockey Championships for the first time since 2019. I mean, these ladies went on a nice run. They were playing the United States, and we've been following that a little bit, closely enough to know that they're going to be still in the mix. They're going to be in the medal rounds, and I'll be excited to see if they can come back and beat the American women. But
did you see that game that I think they were playing Japan, and the Japan goalie just had like 65 saves. It was like 7-0. Japan had 3 shots on net. It was just tough.
Yeah.
Tough for the goalie.
Yeah, you might have to reduce the size of the tournaments. It is actually a great experience for these nations to come and to work on it and to really work on the grassroots of hockey. But yeah, that's...
Plus they go in, they have nothing to lose.
No,
it's
exactly.
Like, hey, maybe we pull an upset. It would be absolutely legendary.
For sure. Nate, just continuing on in the hockey world, Taige Thompson has signed a 7-year, $7.14 deal with the Buffalo Sabres, obviously coming off a monster year for Taige Thompson. That, to me, is a little heavy-hitting contract, but...
Bit rich.
Little rich, for sure.
Rich.
I was thinking in that 5.56 range.
Yeah, man.
But...
he
may not even be your top-line centerman.
No, he very well might not be, especially with what's about to come here.
Exactly.
Who knows who they grab this year.
I know.
Right? So, I don't know. Yeah, 7-1.
That's heavy.
He's a big guy.
Huge guy.
He's a big guy. He's a shootout guy. Remember him in the World Juniors a few years ago? Yeah. So, I mean, it could work out really well. And, I mean, if you're Buffalo, too, your hands are kind of tied. The same thing happened with Jeff Skinner. We had to sign him. He scores 40. We got to give him 9.5. We can't get anybody to come here.
Yep.
So take what you can get, I guess.
And they're bringing back those nasty jerseys, which I'm fired up about.
I'm so fired up too. All I ask is don't screw it up.
Yeah.
Keep it simple here. We don't need to twist all the colors up.
You want to just go that on the blue?
No, they're going with the black and the red.
Oh.
Yeah, they're going with the black and the red. But it's reverse retro, I think, or it's like a throw. No, I think it's just a third jersey, so I think they'll leave it how it is, which is thankful because I don't want them, if they do the reverse retro and say they made the black red or something.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
I want the full time that.
Oh, dude, I know.
Yeah.
But, it's so sick.
So steezy.
That's one of the best jerseys ever.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And then you got to have the swords on the shoulders.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I remember they had their thirds back in the day,
The red
too.
with the swords?
Yeah, just the red and the 2 swords.
Oh.
It was disgusting. I was actually watching a throwback fight of them in 2007 against the Sens when they were both wagons.
Oh,
man. It was the line brawl. You had Emery fighting Biron, and then...
Did the Sens go to the finals that year?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
They lost to Anaheim.
Yeah.
There was the Buffalo Sens conference final.
Wow.
Absolute wagon. The series before that, too, I got to show you sometime. You got to watch Game 1, 2006. And if anybody's listening to this, watch the highlights from Game 1, 2006, Sabres-Senators. It's the best hockey game you'll ever see in your freaking life, man. Yeah. It's crazy, dude.
Nate, the Vegas Golden Knights goalie situation obviously took a turn for the worse when Robert Leonard said he wasn't going to play next season.
Yep.
What do they do? I mean, this is a team and management team that just goes bananas all in every year. I mean, are they going to have to address this?
Oh, man. I mean, you have to. This isn't going to happen. Like last year, we remember seeing it. It was like they were trying to squeak in and like Thompson and is it still Thompson and Brossoit?
Yeah. Yeah,
This isn't going to work, man.
No, he played at the World Hockey Championships and lost in the gold medal game, Logan Thompson, but the team ahead of him was Studley. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens there.
I think you need a better option.
Just finally, in the NHL, Alexander Texier, this is sad news for the Columbus Blue Jackets. He was in the rehab program, and he said he's going to stay in Europe this season. So hopefully, after this year, he can come back. He isn't a good player.
He's a great player. I love watching him. Yeah. Shout out to Columbus, too. Super understanding, just kind of letting him do his thing. And they're, so that's good on them.
All right, Nate. Quarter 4, a little basketball news. RJ Barrett, our Canadian, signs a 4-year extension out of his rookie deal with the New York Knicks. He's the first rookie to sign an extension out of his rookie contract in over 20 years. Good drafting, New York.
Yeah.
Raptors signed Josh Jackson. Nice little pickup there. He's been a depth guy for the Suns in the past. John Wall, this is an interesting story, Nate. He told a story about losing his mom and then a few minutes later losing his grandmother and then obviously his injuries. Like he was in a really, really dark place. So this is a guy I've got pegged for the Clippers this year to have a half-decent season. I'm excited to watch John Wall.
Yeah. I always used to like old Johnny.
Yeah.
The old Wizards ledge.
He's a legend for sure.
Had a couple bad years, obviously, as you just mentioned too, and it'd be nice to see him have a little throwback year and come back and
play
get
well.
It back. Yeah, I'd love to see that. Man.
And Kawhi, LeBron and Bronny. It came out that they have never discussed playing together, which is the biggest bullshit.
Such a crock. Man.
I know. Anyway, really? I didn't know what to read into that headline. It's like, of course they have. Yeah. They've been talking about it since he was 8.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And it's like, I swear I've seen media coverage of it.
Yeah.
Like LeBron is, hasn't LeBron talked about how cool it would be?
Yeah.
Like, but they've never spoken.
Yeah, anyway.
That's a crock.
Absolutely outrageous. Need Fire Wagon Dog Water. My Fire Wagon of the week is Hideki Matsuyama announcing that he'll be staying on the PGA Tour.
We have ourselves a phone call coming in. Hideki Matsuyama, yes, one of Japan's greatest legends of all time, staying on the tour. I will let you continue now that you are back at your station.
I apologize about that, guys. So Hideki, the implications of Hideki Matsuyama, apparently offered $400 million by the Live Tour, is that he dominates the Japanese market of sports. Ichiro is obviously a massive figure, but in terms of the Western sports world, Hideki Matsuyama and is it Osaka?
Yep, Osaka and who's the other guy? Matsuyama, Osaka,
and Ichiro is still
that's right.
Still a heavy figure over there. Apparently during the Olympics, he still had a ton of ads. But that market is massive in golf, and that market is massive for television rights. So, I mean, it's a massive pull by the PGA Tour to keep Hideki Matsuyama on tour. So you're my fire wagon, Hideki. Don't chase the money. Chase the legendary status that you have the ability to build on that Masters win from a few years ago.
Yeah, you gotta love it. Yeah. My fire wagon is the Buffalo Sabres.
Okay.
Bringing back the goat head.
Yes, sir.
Well deserved. We needed this. We need so many more throwback jerseys in the NHL.
Yes.
The NBA has 100 jerseys per team.
Yes.
Why does the NHL have 2 or 3? I will never understand. Sell more jerseys, make more money.
Absolutely.
Sabres, let's rock.
My dog water of the week, Nate, is a guy by the name of Jake Paul and Logan Paul.
Okay.
For the sole fact of the whole boxing scene and telling them, how they're going to stay out of it. And I guess Jake Paul's going to he's trying to fight Andrew Tate right now. And anyway, I just don't have a love for them. You know what? I get them and I am captivated by some of the fights. I think Logan Paul calling out Andrew Tate for a fight is just, it's a pure money grab. I would watch it, yes, but I get annoyed by them sometimes and the fame that they've gathered for themselves. Not huge fans of the characters that they are, but you sign a huge deal with the WWE and then the week after you call him out for a huge boxing match. I mean, he is looking to secure the bag, but just not a fan of him, so I'm just going to give him a little dog water of the week.
Yeah, no, I like it. They're absolute tools, man.
Yep.
There's just so many things I've seen over the years. It's just like every few months, it's like, oh, he's doing something stupid again, so I like that dog water. Mine's going to be the Yankees.
Yep.
And Garrett Cole. Just the boys. You've had everything ever. You could have had a real big year, and you're just falling apart. You're falling apart, man.
Garrett, you're dust.
Also, how is this team, I'm giving them dog water maybe of the decade. You have, the highest salary count in, professional sports, and you haven't won a World Series since 2009?
Yeah.
Let's figure it out. You can do anything you want. So, yeah, the New York Yankees, dog water.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you 5-star the episode. We got lots of great content coming for you guys. We appreciate you listening, and we'll catch you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend.
We will see you later.